Truist Park, is going to host the game. First time Atlanta will have it since 2000. And, of course, you can't have an all-star game without Shohei Ohtani being a part of it. Hardly a surprise, the NL leading vote getter with nearly 4 million votes. Mythic feats happen on an almost nightly basis.
It's unreal. And ultimately, he is the most exciting player in the game. This is the person that you stop and everything that you're doing and watch his at-bats. And now you stop and watch him back on the mound doing what he does from a starting pitching standpoint. Shohei Ohtani is doing the things that we've never seen done in this game. And how special is it that he gets the most votes?
Exactly. And, of course, that automatic trip to the All-Star game, because of the most votes, you see the numbers, pacing the NL in home runs, runs, extra base hits, slug, and OPS. Let's run through the remaining positions for the NL and begin with the finalists at first. Pete Alonso, top 10 in the NL in both home runs and RBIs, leads all first basemen in slug. But the reigning World Series MVP is the choice here. Freddie Freeman's 9th All-Star game. He gets his 5th career start, narrow margin over Pete Alonso. And how about Freeman returning to Atlanta? The finalists at second base are both among the best in the game. Ketel Marte and Tommy Edman. Edman, the NLCS MVP. A ton of good vibes and well wishes to Marte, who can celebrate tonight with his 2nd straight All-Star start.
All he's done since I played with him going back to 2014 is get stronger on both sides of the plate. The power is real as a switch hitting second baseman.
The shortstop position in the National League is just stupid. Trey Turner, and C.J. Abrams aren't even finalists. Mookie Betts is a finalist, Francisco Lindor as well. And it'll be Lindor who makes his first career start.
But one of the reasons why this year is he got off to an amazing start. He's notoriously a slower starter, but the home runs came early. His ability to steal bases came early as well. And helping his team win in a major way early on in this season is the reason why he'll be holding down the shortstop position this year for the National League.
56-44, very, very close. Lindor. An embarrassment of riches at third base. Eugenio Suarez slugging just shy of 900 with 25 homers, but he's not a finalist. Max Muncy is in incredible June, but he's not overtaking future Hall of Famer Manny Machado, an AL starter in 2016 and 18, an NL starter in 2022, and again this season.
Well, again, he's got back to doing the run-producing things that we've seen him do, but he does it on both sides, right? Defensively, you just saw one of the plays that he made this season going down the line, but he's one of the ones that makes it so electric there at Petco Park by the way he swings the bat. He's a clutch hitter, and you mentioned the Hall of Fame track. He's a run producer, and he shows up every single night.
Again, Muncy, a dynamite month of June, but it'll be Manny Machado starting at third base. Catcher in the National League comes down to 2 of the better bats at the position. Carson Kelly got off to the scalding start, and OPS just over 850. But Will Smith is the guy. Only Ohtani has a better WAR among Dodgers, and Smith has the highest on-base percentage on LA.
It's unreal what he's done because of the overshadowing of Freddie Freeman, the Ohtanis, the Mookie Betts, but a 320 batting average. I know we don't talk about batting average anymore, but when we talk about consistency, that's a guy putting the ball in play and doing it with authority, an OPS plus of 167, a catcher that can swing the stick.
And a decisive win over Carson Kelly. Behind the plate in the American League, where Alejandro Kirk is enjoying a very nice season, but there's no chance it wasn't going to be Cal Raleigh's position.
He was paid and took care of business so far this first half of the season. 33 home runs and 71 RBIs. That is a good normal season for a lot of people, but he's already done that. He's already got an OPS over 1,000, but he does it from both sides. To me, that's the most impressive thing.
Now, and between Vlad Jr. and Paul Goldschmidt, 11 trips to the Midsummer Classic. Goldie got off to a volcanic start, but Vlad Jr. got the new contract this season. He's the face of baseball in Canada, former Derby champion, and he is the starter.
And he got off to a little bit of a slower start from the home run standpoint, but started picking it up and started to hit some serious bombs. The one thing about him is he's so consistent as far as being able to put the ball in play, doesn't strike out a whole lot, and is able always to have good run production and guys getting on base in front of him. Vladdy, again, one of the top in the game.
He's got a whole country behind him in the voting here. He handles Goldschmidt in the voting. At second base, Jackson Holliday is a former #1 overall pick, already living up to expectations in Baltimore. but Gleyber Torres has 43 runs batted in. And the Tigers' second baseman will make his first career All-Star start. Quite the accomplishment at this stage of his career.
And it really has been important signing for the Detroit Tigers as they needed some serious right-handed pop in that lineup. He's done a great job of help balancing out, played a good defense at second base, but I love the idea that now he's entered into a lineup where he feels extremely comfortable alongside guys like Javier Baez, Riley Green.
Shortstop finalists include a player authoring one of the remarkable stories in baseball, Jacob Wilson hitting as high as 372. You got Bobby Witt Jr., a generational player, but it's Wilson who pulls off the upset. Bert Campanella.
And that maturity has led over into the major leagues in which, you know, a guy that's been so smart with the bat, always making contact, doesn't strike out. He's an old school type of player that we love to watch.
Very narrow margin of victory over Bobby Witt Jr. Third base in the American League. Jose Ramirez has been a fixture for the AL Stars really since 2017. Alex Bregman is a former All-Star MVP, but he's not unseating Ramirez, who's going to make his fourth All-Star game start.
Stop calling this dude underrated because the industry knows what he's capable of doing, and it's not just swing the bat from both sides with electricity. It's also stealing bases. He's already got 21 stolen bases on the year. Defensively, he's great over there at third.
Things took a bit of a U-turn a few weeks ago when the Red Sox stunned baseball by sending Rafael Devers to the Giants. That's opened up the field to Ben Rice, but it's Ryan O'Hearn, the winner here, a finalist a season ago, lost out to Yordan Alvarez, but this year he's headed to Atlanta.
I talked to Ryan O'Hearn earlier on this season, and he talked about the adjustments he's made as far as being smarter about his pitch selection, not feeling like he has to swing at everything early in the count. And I think young hitters can learn from a guy like him who's now productive.
With more than 4 million votes through Phase 1, no American League player had more than Aaron Judge. His first half includes the MLB lead, X in batting, total bases, on base, OPS, and WAR.
When I think about Aaron Judge, I think about a man that is bigger almost than the game as far as size and stature, but also how good of a hitter he is, right? Like, it's not just from a slug standpoint. And I think the one thing that's impressive, too, is watching him be able to take his walks. He's smart enough to understand when pitchers are not approaching him and don't want anything to do with him, but also know how to hit mistakes on the outer half and on the inner half. That's why he has no holes in his swing right now.
Other AL outfield finalists include Riley Green, his teammate Javier Baez, who's resurrected his career after moving from shortstop, three-time MVP Mike Trout, three-time Gold Glove winner Stephen Kwan. And it will be Riley Green and Javier Baez joining Judge in the starting lineup. Several new faces among the NL All-Star finalists in the outfield. Obviously, the move back to the NL for Juan Soto, Kyle Tucker, Pete Crow Armstrong. But the fan votes go to Acuna, PCA, and Tucker.